Do you know why I love the idea of making my man happy in my relationship? Because I love the thought, because I love the idea that this man, out of all the people on the planet, chose to be with me and gave me the honor of building a life with me, of trusting me with who he was, with his vulnerabilities. So why shouldn't I want to make him happy? Why shouldn't I want to serve him, to love him, to protect his emotions, to protect his feelings, and to have a bond with him that no one else gets to have with him because I'm his woman? This is the mentality I like to have, and I wish so many more women had it, because if they understood that your man chose you, all the women on the planet, they would actually start feeling appreciative towards that man, and they would start wanting to make that man more happy. So think about that today. The next time you're mad at your boyfriend or your husband, think about that and realize just how much you must have loved you to choose you, and start treating him the same way.
Men are the cutest things when they start talking about something that they're really passionate about, whether it's their cars or their hobbies or their work or something that they do that they absolutely love. Like, it's the cutest thing. I could sit there and listen to and watch a man talk about his hobbies and his passions all day long and never get tired of it. So if you ever need someone to listen, that could be me. That would be me. And you should never tolerate someone who isn't happy to have you around and isn't happy to hear what you have to tell. Because anyone who would care about you would want to hear what you have to, because they love you. That's bare minimum.
Do you know why I love the idea of making my man happy in my relationship? Because I love the thought, because I love the idea that this man, out of all the people on the planet, chose to be with me and gave me the honor of building a life with me, of trusting me with who he was, with his vulnerabilities. So why shouldn't I want to make him happy? Why shouldn't I want to serve him, to love him, to protect his emotions, to protect his feelings, and to have a bond with him that no one else gets to have with him because I'm his woman? This is the mentality I like to have, and I wish so many more women had it, because if they understood that your man chose you, all the women on the planet, they would actually start feeling appreciative towards that man, and they would start wanting to make that man more happy. So think about that today. The next time you're mad at your boyfriend or your husband, think about that and realize just how much you must have loved you to choose you, and start treating him the same way.
I don't care what anyone says, but I'm gonna stand up for men every single day. And I don't care that I don't have any female friends because of it. I don't care that I get put down by women all the time on the internet, and some men even, and that people call me a pick-me and then people call me names. I don't care, because quite frankly, men have had enough. Men have been through hell and back. They get treated like they're nobody. They get treated like they're not important in the world anymore. Their role of masculinity, the role of who they're supposed to be and who they are by nature, has been stripped away from them. They're now being told to be someone that they're not naturally, or that they don't want to be by nature. Men have been put into this box by women of, you're not important, you're just important for how I can use you. And that is wrong. Men are valuable human beings who have feelings, emotions, wants and desires, and needs. And if you as a woman cannot see that, then stay away from them. The saddest things about relationships nowadays is that women almost never tell their men anymore how proud they are of them. Women almost never give their man a compliment anymore. And so many men feel absolutely worthless even after trying their absolute hardest, giving everything they have, because they feel like no matter how much they do, it's never enough. So I'm here to tell you today that I am proud of you. And I'm here to tell you that you are amazing, that you do such an amazing job. And you should never ever stop trying, and you should never give up, because you make the world a better place.
Ladies, if you are out with your man and your man is having an argument with another man and your man is wrong, do not tell him he is wrong in front of the other man. That is completely disrespectful. Do not do that. If he's wrong, talk about it with him later in private or whatever. But do not say he's wrong in front of another man. That's your man. Why are you defending someone else?
Sometimes I think about how many good men stopped trying because the wrong woman made them feel like they were never enough. And it makes me want to walk up to every man who's ever been hurt, even if that's you, and just tell you that she was wrong. You're actually amazing, and the fact that she didn't see your worth just shows you that she wasn't meant for you. You will find better. You will do better. And there's no reason for you to let her make you stop believing in love, because the right woman will never make you feel that way.
You know, I was sitting here trying to figure out what kind of video I could make for you guys and what I could say, but the realest thing that I feel like telling you guys, especially for the men, is I am a fighter when it comes to love. If I love someone, I will fight to the death for that person. So do not, men, listen to me, do not settle for a woman who will not fight for you. Do not settle for a woman who won't take accountability, who won't try to improve herself, and who won't try to actually become someone that loves you and that you can love. Don't do it. Because if I love someone, I will fight to the end for them. I will. Women will do that because I'm a woman and I would do that. So other women will do it too, which means you as a man have to make sure you're not settling for a woman who doesn't really love you that much. There is better for you out there. I promise. Please don't settle.
When you're single as a man, you have an advantage over so many other men. You know why? Because you have time that taken men don't have. You have the time to build yourself, you have the time to think about yourself, to think about your life, and to become someone that you would want to date over anyone else. So here's what you're gonna do while you're single and waiting. First, you're gonna stop focusing on the fact that you're single and you're gonna start building yourself into someone that you absolutely admire, whatever that might be for you, which means improving the skill that you really want to learn and really want to get good at, whether that's art, whether that's sports, whether that's your career, whether that's building relationships, whether that's understanding people. You build a skill and you get really good at it. Number two, you're gonna take care of yourself physically. You're gonna wear nice clothes, you're gonna smell good, you're gonna shower every day, you're gonna make sure you work out or you eat healthy, and ideally both, and you're gonna make sure that you become someone strong and capable of protecting your future woman. And what you're also gonna do is you're gonna stop focusing so much on the fact that you're single and start focusing on the fact that you have the opportunity to meet people and to build relationships and focus on finding the right person. Being single is not a curse. Being single is a blessing because you have the opportunity to meet a bunch of people that you wouldn't have time to meet if you were in a relationship. And second of all, find a woman that you know will align with your path. And while you're single, focusing on finding that path for yourself is so crucial in order to then find the right woman for you. So stop being so negative about the fact that you're single. Understand that life is a journey and you're not supposed to be with someone every single day for every single year of your life, but you're also supposed to be by yourself sometimes. By yourself is when you can really look at yourself in the mirror and reflect. So don't take it all badly and start remembering that being single is a blessing.
You know, there's a lot of men realizing this. It's less risk, more peaceful, no drama. I'll say that again, no drama, less stress, not dealing with a lot of these modern women who act entitled. They act like they're owed something from a man that they just met. At that rate, why would a man want to be bothered with anybody that acts like that?
I don't think most women understand this, and men, correct me if I'm wrong, but a man would much rather date a woman who works as a waitress and makes no money but respects him, loves him, and supports him in the ways that he needs than a woman who works as a lawyer or a doctor, a boss babe who makes a bunch of money but doesn't respect him, doesn't give him any peace, is constantly nagging him, and does not support him in the ways that he needs. Men, tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm suing him because he divulged what I told him in confidence, which was that I was unfaithful to my husband, and he went ahead and told my husband, who promptly divorced me and kicked me out of the house.
So why is it your pastor's fault that you cheated on your husband?
I thought what I had told him was in confidence, and
Hold on, wait. Let me get this straight. You cheat on your husband finds out, kicks you out because you lied to him, you betrayed him, and you broke your marriage vows, and now you're suing your pastor because he told your husband the truth? Of accountability. The lack of accountability that some women have blows my mind. Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you ashamed to be in court and have to admit to the judge that you're a lying, cheating scumbag and then try to get your pastor in trouble for being honest to your husband? Or reverse, you would expect him to tell you too, right? So you just want special treatment because you're a woman? Like, make it make sense. This is crazy to me. I cannot think of something crazier. This is as crazy as it gets. You know, I really don't understand why I get comments like this, because why would you not want to be picked? Do you want me to be a leave me? Do you want me to be a leave me alone? Like, I see nothing wrong with being a pick me if it's for the right reasons. Of course I want to be picked and loved by someone the same way I want to pick and love someone myself. There's nothing wrong with being a pick me. When did commitment and love and respect come so negatively viewed? There's nothing wrong with wanting to be chosen by the right person the way you want to choose the right person.
Setting boundaries with a woman doesn't make you look weak to her. Setting boundaries with a woman actually makes you look strong and makes you look like someone worthy of respect. So when a woman comes to you and she does things that you absolutely do not accept, you need to tell her. This doesn't mean you have to yell at her. This doesn't mean you have to raise your voice, but you need to tell her in a calm manner, look, this is what I don't tolerate. this is what I don't accept, here are my reasons, and that's it. And then if she crosses your boundaries, you already know that's not the woman for you. And if she respects it, there's your answer as well. But you need to make sure that you're calm and unapologetic about who you are, and you're calm and unapologetic about your boundaries as well. You don't have to apologize for having the boundary of her not having a million guy friends. You don't have to apologize for you having the boundary of her not cheating on you. These are normal human boundaries, and the more you respect yourself, the more she's gonna respect you too. Even if there's a season in the relationship where you feel like he's not doing his part, if you then use that as an excuse to not do your part, the relationship is only gonna fall apart and you're gonna resent yourself for doing that. If you stop being a good wife because you think your husband is not being a good husband, then the only person who's gonna really suffer from that is you, because you're gonna know, I didn't fulfill my role, I stopped doing what I was called to do, and you're gonna feel the sense of conviction, you're gonna feel regret, and you're gonna feel remorse for letting go of something that you knew how to do better at. The worst thing you can do as a man when you feel like you're not good enough for the woman you're in a relationship with is to absolutely first realize that at the moment she knows that is the moment she's gonna put herself above you. So when you feel like you're not good enough for the woman, don't start over explaining yourself, don't start over buying her gifts, over sharing, doing everything you can to make her stay. Start grounding yourself and start understanding, okay, what do I need to do to like myself more so I no longer feel like she's the center of my world and that she's much better than me. Girlfriend kisses another man, M22, F22. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years. While staying out of town with her cousins for almost 5 nights, she called me and told me that the night before she was playing Truth or Dare with her cousins and her cousins' friends. One of the guy friends dated another guy. It says dated, but it means dare. One of the guy friends dared another guy friend to kiss her and they kissed. I asked if it was a peck and she said he put his tongue in her mouth. I'm having such a hard time wrapping my mind around how she could do this to me after I've worked so hard to fight insecurities around cheating due to an ex I had dated in the past who cheated on me. She was yawning the whole phone call because she said she'd barely slept in 2 days, and she said she'd been crying to her cousins a lot yesterday and trying to figure out why she thought it was okay. I know her well and I know she feels really bad. I haven't seen her cry like this ever. I know someone who cheated can feel really bad and should feel really bad, but how do I know she won't do it again? It feels like I just met her because I had so much trust instilled in her while she and her cousins would go out to bars, clubs, etc. And I don't think it would happen again, but I didn't think it would happen in the first place. I just feel sad about it and I feel like the trust has been broken. I feel humiliated that it happened in front of 10 people, including her cousins, and I feel humiliated that she made that decision at all. Any advice on how to move forward? Do I give her a second chance? It's so hard to just move on because I love her. How do I ensure she loves me? This is a great question. And to be honest with you, it took me some time to think about it because situations like this are really, really individual. Like, it really depends on the situation. The first thing I want to point out is that these people, whenever this was written, these people are really young. They are in a situation where it's probably one of their first serious relationships. They've been together for 3 years, which is a long time. And you have to consider all of the small parts of the relationship. Like, you know, how long have they been together? How long have they been having issues? Have they had issues like this before? Has one of them cheated before? I feel like the relationship, based on how he wrote it, was probably pretty good before this happened. So I'm starting to think that the relationship is pretty solid unless she... 3 things you should never apologize for as a man. Let's go. Number 1, saying no. If you're saying no, there's a reason behind it and you don't have to justify yourself. Number 2, having standards. You having standards as a man is actually one of the sexiest, most attractive things you can do. If you do not have standards as a man, that is pathetic. And number 3, choosing peace over drama. You as a man need peace. You deserve peace. You work all day. You have so much stress going on in your life. And you choosing peace over drama is something you should never have to apologize for. Find a woman who respects you, who can give you more of the good and less of the bad, and make your life great the way you know you deserve it.
You know, I like the point that she made about not apologizing, basically for being a man, not apologizing for saying no. A lot of times, people try to make it seem like men are so hard-nosed in their beliefs. They never change. They aren't flexible. Just everything that you can find as a negative quality, they put it on a man. But a lot of times, men continue to bend. They continue to be flexible, especially for the people in their lives that they love. I mean, for instance, my dad, he's tired all day. And I didn't understand it until I got grown. All day long, he's tired. All day long, people are calling. Friends, family, random people. And he picks up the phone. If I can't, we already know, if we can't get my mama, we can get my dad. Just like that. You don't even have to wait. But he does it, and he never complains. I mean, he tells him, man, I'm just tired. He'll doze off on the couch, even at his age, just tired, going above and beyond to do whatever he can. But people never really give men credit for that anymore. They just say, oh, well, that's the bare minimum. You were supposed to do that. What else can you do for me? Do you make six figures? Are you 6 feet tall? You have a six pack? Come on, man.
Men will do more for you when they feel like you're doing a lot for them. Even if, again, he might not be realizing he's not doing anything, but he's gonna see all the effort you're putting into the relationship, and he's gonna be like, what can I be doing more for her? What can I be doing better for her? And he's gonna actually start improving on himself and making the relationship better for both of you. If you do not submit to your man, that's not gonna make your man's behavior any better or worse. If you don't submit to your man, that only has consequences on yourself and on the relationship. You're only gonna make the relationship worse if you stop playing your role just because you think he's not playing his role, or maybe he's not playing his role, but if you stop playing your role, the relationship will fall apart. If you want the relationship to work and you want it to be fixed, you thinking that you're gonna stop submitting to him and he's gonna realize what he's doing wrong and then change and everything is not gonna be how it's gonna work.
A man will only really start losing hope in a relationship when he feels like no matter what he does, he never gets appreciation. A man will only really lose hope in a relationship when he feels like he's never good enough or he's never gonna be good enough for the woman. A man will only give up on a relationship when all he gets is criticism, all he gets is chaos, and all he gets words of discouragement and words that make him feel like he's a terrible human being, even though he's trying his absolute best. They will fight up until the point where they lose themselves, and then and only then will they let go and understand that this is a battle they cannot win. So if you're with a man and he's trying his best and you see that, at least acknowledge the fact that you see it and that you appreciate him. At least tell him that you love him, and at least try your best to make it work. I don't know which women need to hear this today, but you cannot demand masculine leadership and a masculine man and a man who knows how to lead and a man who knows what he's doing and then reject it when it comes along. You cannot demand a man to come into your life and save you and provide everything for you, but then for him to not have boundaries and standards for you as well. You cannot expect a man to come into your life and pay for you and provide for you and protect you, but then not tell you that he wants you to dress a certain way and he wants you to be home at a certain time and he wants you to text him throughout the day. You cannot demand a double standard. You cannot demand a double standard that you're not also willing to compensate on. A man is not your slave. A man is an equally important human being who's choosing you. So give him the honor and respect of choosing him back and giving him what he truly wants and needs in a relationship. I know the women are going to hate me for saying this, but masculine men don't want strong women. They want soft, nurturing women, which means they want women who protect. They want women who are soft, who will take care of him, who will make him feel at home, who will cook for him, who will serve him, who will be gentle with him, and who will make him feel at peace rather than at chaos. If you as a woman cannot bring that to a man and all you bring to his life is chaos and problems and demands, and you can't talk softly and learn to not yell at him when you get upset, then you cannot be with a strong masculine man.
Ladies, the best way to get something out of your man, the best way to get him to do more of what you want is by doing more of what he wants. The more you do for him, the more you make him happy, and the more he feels loved, taken care of, and actually cared about by you, the more he's naturally going to want to do for you. So make sure you're cooking for him, make sure you're cleaning for him, make sure you're checking on him every day to make sure he's feeling okay, make sure you're actually taking care of him, and make sure you're being intimate with him as much as he wants and not just as much as you want. Because I can promise you one thing, a man who's being deprived of intimacy, a man who's being deprived of love and being deprived of respect is not going to feel inclined to do what you want him to do all the time. So start taking care of him if you want him to take care of you. And remember, the happiest women are the ones who give their men everything.
A high value woman to you is never going to be a woman who's competing with you, who's trying to be as good as you at everything, who's trying to do better than you at certain things, and who's trying to always make it a point that she is succeeding at something that you're not. A high value woman to you is going to be someone who brings you peace, who brings you stability, who brings you joy and happiness, and who brings you softness, because you as a man have so many things that you're struggling with every single day. You have so many things that are stressing you out, and you just want a place where you can feel at home and where you can feel peaceful. And for most men, the only place that they can get that is from their woman. So don't ever settle for a woman who brings you chaos instead of peace. Make sure you pursue a relationship with a woman who brings you peace, who wants to bring you more peace, who wants to bring you joy, and wants to make your life better, not worse. and who isn't prioritizing you, then that woman is not for you. You need to understand that sometimes there's going to be a point where you have to let the wrong woman go so that you can invite the right woman into your life. The right woman will never make you doubt yourself for longer than needed. The right woman will not constantly give you mixed signals, not constantly make you feel like there's other options, and not constantly make you feel like she's not committed to you the way you are to her. Learn to let go of the wrong woman so that you can embrace and accept the right woman, and learn to respect yourself so that everyone you keep in your life will respect you as well. The most attractive thing you can do as a man is number 1, heal, number 2, lead, and number 3, protect your peace. Remember that an emotionally regulated man who is strong, who is confident in himself, and who knows he can do things 1,000 times more magnetic and attractive to everyone around him. Every woman, every man, every human being. So focus on these 3 steps and becoming someone that you respect and that you like, and I can guarantee you will attract so many more people into your life who will think the same way of you that you think of yourself. As a man, you have to understand when it's time to fight for a woman and when it's time to let it go. If you're with a woman who's not trying to make the relationship work, who's not fighting for you the way you're fighting for her, who's not trying to work on herself and improve herself for the sake of you, her, and the relationship.
This is one of the most important things, especially in today's dating era. I mean, it used to be back in times past, you can actually talk to a woman, even if she was, kind of frustrated with a relationship. Maybe not because of you, just because that's the way a lot of relationships get. You can try to talk to her, hey, let's go to counseling and all that stuff. A lot of women nowadays get into these relationships knowing that they never even wanted to be there. They get into these relationships with their version of a prenup. It's unofficial. You never really sign anything, but it's, if a man does this, then I'm leaving with this, I'm doing that. It's a whole bunch of stipulations that a man has to give them should they ever leave. And they're saying it to the man and trying to secure it, right? And I say it's unofficial because during the relationship, they'll siphon money from you and, one day just up and leave you, right? And you're just stuck holding the bag, or an empty bag at that point in time. What she's saying is men need to start recognizing the signs, and I think men have, recognizing the signs of a woman who would do this, who is engaging in this type of behavior, who isn't really worth fighting for. Women that get on the internet and say, well, I left a good man and you should too. But I think the solution that a lot of men have come up with is, well, if that's the game they want to play, I don't want to look for any signs. She showed me all I needed to know when she said she didn't want to go on this coffee date. And now I'm alone. I'm single. I'm not lonely, but I'm alone. I'm single, living my best life, chilling, drama-free, and I don't even have to try to decipher anything but what time I want to go to bed tonight.
Do you want to know how to tell if a woman actually respects you or if she's just using you? It's with this one small thing. It's with these super small things. Number 1 is she doesn't challenge you. If she's not challenging you, she doesn't really respect you. If she doesn't admire your vision and admire who you are as a person and who you're becoming, and if she only comes around and comes to you when she wants something, she doesn't respect you. She's only using you. A woman who truly respects you is a woman who truly loves you. And a woman who loves you will try to make you become a better man, will try to understand your vision, and will try to make your life better overall. A woman who loves you will show it, just like a man would. You need to look out for how she treats you when you're not giving her anything. Is she grateful? If she's acting angry and entitled and frustrated when you're not paying for things for her, and then she's acting entitled when you do pay for things for her as if it's expected and you're supposed to be doing that, she's not loyal to you. She's loyal to your money. And one more thing, by the way, a woman who truly loves you and wants to build a future with you is not going to want you to spend all your money on her, because she's going to be aware and conscious of the fact that you guys are building something together, and if she's spending all the money, you won't be able to spend it on more important things than her. The amount of times a man will show you he cares about you or show you he loves you, not necessarily with words, but with actions. He'll fix something for you. He'll remember something small about you. He'll help you out with something and not expect anything in return. Men don't get nearly enough appreciation for doing those things. If we stop to appreciate men more for the small efforts they put in, I'm sure more men would put in even more effort. I'm sure men would be even happier and probably inclined to do even more for you. Most men do not get credit for how amazing they truly are, because can you imagine fumbling a man who literally only went to work, went to the gym, worked on himself, focused only on you as his person, and was trying to actually build a future with you, and you fumbled that man because you thought you could do better, or you got bored, or you thought something was wrong with him? You're gonna regret that for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hurt a lot of women's feelings by saying this, but we as women are not better than men in any way. And they're not necessarily better than us either. We are equal in value, and we both have strengths and weaknesses that the other gender doesn't have. Men, for example, are much better at a lot of things than we as women are good at. And that's okay. Men are better at logical thinking. Men are better at problem solving. Men are better at being rational. Men are better at looking at things from different perspectives. Men are better at planning, etc., etc. Women are better at nurturing. Women are better at being compassionate. Women are better empathizing with other people. Women are often better at taking care of small children. And that is also okay. There is no point in us having a gender war and women trying to convince men that they're better than them for some reason, or men trying to convince women. My hot take is that feminism is the biggest joke. And before you come at me, just hear me out. Before feminism, families were united. Men and women were united. They understood each other. They took care of each other. They knew how each other worked. They knew what the other person needed. And families were actually built upon loyalty, trust, and connection. Nowadays, women are told you can be independent. You don't need to have a family. You don't need a man. And the result is women are miserable because they are living a life that is not true to them. That is not something they were naturally born to do. And men are miserable because they have to choose between being single or being with a woman who never appreciates them, never respects them, and doesn't love them in the way that they need. The fact that we think feminism actually helped our society, yes, maybe it helped some women who were being abused or who were actually in devastating relationships, but for the most part, it caused a lot more destruction than it did good to our society in general. You can try and prove me wrong, but look at the statistics. Do you know what the funniest thing about women is? A woman will talk about toxic masculinity and men aren't shit, but then the second that they're in trouble, they expect men to step up. They expect men to take on the danger, to step up, to be a man, because they're just a girl. Let's be so for real. If you want a man to defend you in the bad times, you gotta respect him in the good times.
Men can count on one hand alone, probably even less than half the hand, how many times they have been able to be vulnerable with someone and how many people they've been able to be vulnerable with. And sometimes that number is 0. And you have to think about it. Think about how heavy that must feel for most men. We as women, we don't understand that because we can be vulnerable with almost anyone, and someone out there will care. But men don't get that. They have to bottle it up, because no matter what you say about men should open up more or men should share their emotions more, that is not accepted by society. It is not accepted by women, and it is certainly not beneficial for them in any way. Think about how heavy that must feel on them, and maybe you'll think twice next time before you burden your man even more and you treat them differently because they don't get that support. And you'll actually start understanding the fact that they are human too and they deserve respect just as much as anyone else.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is a man would rather build with a woman who supports him and actually wants him to succeed and wants him to thrive than a woman who constantly feels like she needs to compete with him. Men don't want that. Men want to be able to support you, and men want to feel that support in return. If you're constantly jealous of the man you're with, then number one, that's stupid because men and women are not the same. And number two, you're gonna lose him. If a woman tells you she's not looking for anything serious, believe her. Move on. If a woman tells you she doesn't date guys who are like you, believe her. If a woman tells you she's not sure if she's attracted to you yet and she'd like to start off as friends, believe her and move on. Women are like men. They will be direct and they will say, whether it's directly or not, if they actually like you or not. If she did like you and she did want something serious with you, she would make excuses to be with you. She would not find your flaws in your behavior. She would not make excuses as to why you guys can't be together. She would actively pursue you and try to be with you. So if she's making excuses as to why it's not working or why it won't work right now, but maybe it could, and you guys could be friends, it's not going to work, okay? Leave her, move on, work on yourself, and find a woman who wants to be with you. Trust me.
I think that's a really important point, particularly because, and we can go back to the whole drizzle thing. With men, it was a joke, but they were just asking for reciprocation. That's quite literally it. I'm just asking for you to reciprocate what I've already done for you. And women got upset by that. Modern women were upset. How could they ever act like us? How could they ever ask us for this? This is only for the girls. But men are like, no, basic respect, basic catering to your man as your man has catered to you, that's the bare minimum. And y'all are going to have to start doing more in relationships besides receiving and doing nothing but sitting by the pool and drinking a latte or something. I don't know why you be drinking a latte by the pool, but these modern women do weird stuff.
Women bring nothing to the table nowadays and still expect to be treated like a queen and like a princess and like she deserves the world and the man is just supposed to be there and provide everything for her. Wake up. If you really believe that you deserve all of this, you need to provide more than just your body and your looks and the fakeness that you have going on around there. You need to actually start providing value for that man, especially if you want to get a good man. You are never going to find a good man to take care of you if you provide nothing but your arrogance, your ego, and your looks, because that is not enough anymore for men nowadays.
I know that men are always told to man up, but I honestly want my man to be able to come to me and feel safe with me. I want my man, without me having to say any words, know that he is safe with me no matter what, that I am his safe haven, that I am somewhere he can come to rest, feel safe with, and to know that he will always have someone to back him up. Because that is my role as his woman. If I'm not doing that for my man, then I'm completely not being the right woman for him. I'm completely not fulfilling my role as his woman. That is what I should be doing, and that is what any woman who has a man should be doing as well. Because if he doesn't feel safe with you, who else is he supposed to feel safe with?
I'm sorry, but all the women out there saying that men and women should be getting equal pay are not understanding why that is so far from the truth. And the reason why it's so far from the truth is because men are faster, men are stronger, men are more able of working longer hours, men are more reliable, men can do harder labor in general, and men have a lot more abilities of doing hard jobs that women cannot do. Men are the ones working in the oil rigs, men are the ones collecting your trash, men are the ones working in the cold snow, building construction, fixing roads, whatever else. Men are the ones who are usually police officers. Men are the ones who are usually firefighters, doing all of these dangerous jobs that most women do not want to and cannot even do. So the pay gap is not something that is unfair. It's there for a reason because men risk their lives so much more than women do. And that is not something we need to fight about. That is just reality. That is the way it is. Can we learn to accept it? Move on and understand that it is the way it is for a reason and leave men be. Let's stop attacking men for everything all the time. Jeez.
If you want to make your man feel loved, supported, and heard, this is the one mistake you need to make sure you avoid at all costs. Do not let your man feel unsafe in their relationship by not supporting him, by not hearing him out, and by not letting him express himself. Women always expect men to listen to them, to guide them, and to hear them out, but I can promise you, men need exactly that as well. Men need to feel like you support them, like you care about them, and like you want the best for them. If you are not doing what you can to make that man feel valued and special, then that man is not going to feel safe with you as his woman. And men want to feel safe with you. Men want to know that you care about them. So when he's telling you about a problem he has, when he's telling you he's had a hard day, when he's opening up to you, don't try and make it about yourself. Listen to him, support him, and make him feel like you are there and that you care for him.
Do you know where society really failed men? They really failed men where they said that men need to do better constantly and women are always just fine the way they are and women are perfect the way they are and they don't need to improve themselves because they're perfect.
The reason girls and guys are no longer dating as much is because half of women read fiction books, whereas only 1 in 4 men read fiction books. Instead, they focus on self-help, making them more individualistic.
Right. It's men's fault. Again, would you believe we're finding another way to blame men for whatever because of what? Thing is, the real reason men and women are not dating anymore is because women are entitled AF. Women think they deserve the world, and men just don't want to tolerate a woman who brings nothing to the table anymore, who can't even give them peace, who can't respect them, and who honestly can't love them in the way that they need. Therefore, women are staying single because, like I said, they don't respect men and they think that they rule the world and they deserve the top 0.0000001% of men, and men have just had it and get a pet instead. That's actually the real reason why.
Oh, men are so hard to please. Men are so hard to make happy. No, they legit are not. All you gotta do to make a man happy is give him a compliment once every blue moon and tell him that you're gonna feed him when he gets home. That's it. All you need to do to make a man happy, small, tiny little things, whether that be giving him a compliment on what he's wearing or what he's doing or saying thank you once in a while and feed him. That's it. Just be kind and do things for him that are small and that take no effort. Women be saying that, oh, men are so complicated. And they're actually really simple. The problem is that we are very complicated as women. They're easy as hell. Take care of him, do small things for him, and he will want to marry you. It's literally that easy. Whenever a woman is feeling bad, whenever she's feeling down, she will get support from someone. If a man is going through a hard time, whether that be financially, emotionally, and sometimes even physically, he has no emotional support. That man has to go through the hardship alone. So next time you try to say that men have it easier in the world, that's not really true. Men just take a lot more on, don't complain as much, and deal with a lot more crap before actually going crazy like women do. I can tell you exactly why so many men nowadays would rather be alone. Less drama. Men do not want to have to deal with a woman who's just there to bring in more drama and more chaos into their life. They already have a hard enough life trying to get their stuff together, trying to become successful, trying to become someone they admire, and trying to compete with all the other men on the planet. So if you as a woman are coming into his life and all you have to bring and offer him is more chaos, he's not going to want to be with you. He's going to want to be with a woman who brings him peace, who brings him stability, who trusts him, who's loyal to him. That is the kind of woman a man is not going to want to lose. But the problem is so many women nowadays are so arrogant and think that they deserve the world and that their man should just put up with whatever they decide to act like. That's not how it works, ladies, okay? You need to humble yourselves, first of all, and you need to remember that your man is just as important in the relationship as you, second of all. I don't want to sound harsh by saying this, but men don't want extra drama that they don't need in their life. Men would rather be alone than with a woman who brings nothing more than drama into his life. And no, this doesn't mean that you can't come to him with your problems. This doesn't mean that you can't go to him when you're feeling bad or when you're feeling upset. This just means if that is all you're bringing to the relationship, it is simply not enough, especially for a good man who's going places in his life. If you want to lock down an amazing guy who has all the qualities you're looking for, who is driven, who is ambitious, who's going places in life, you need to be the kind of woman that he would want to be with. And the kind of woman he would want to be with is a woman who is self-controlled, who is emotionally stable, and who's able to support him and put him first in difficult times and not only come to him with all of your drama. You need to learn to be careful with what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. And remember that you need to bring assets into his life that are more than just your looks if you want to be with a man that is going places in life.
I think a lot of men, the reason they're not in relationships today is because women bring drama. They try to say that they carry more of the mental load. I don't know how. Maybe they're carrying it, but then they're like a dump truck. They just beep, 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 beep. They back up and they just dump it. And guess who they dump it on? A man. Well, I was feeling like this today and my boss, dump. I was feeling like this today and my parents, dump. I was feeling like this today and my brother and my cat and my dog and the car, dump. And this is just 1 hour. That's 1 hour. You're going to hear that type of stuff, especially from modern women, throughout the day, every day. Just emotionally dumping. And at some point in time, men are like, is there any point in time to where you're happy? Is there any point in time to where you feel like you would want to let me have a turn at needing some support? Let me have a turn at needing to get things off my chest and not be judged for it? Modern women don't think that way.
Advice for the women, sometimes you gotta go all in and just trust that man. Stop self-sabotaging, stop projecting, stop thinking he's gonna leave you, he's gonna let you down. If he's a good man, he's not gonna do any of that. And if it ends, it's because you did that to yourself. So go all in on that man, trust that man, and make his life better the way he wants to make your life better. And I can promise you that that relationship will thrive.
Do you know what I don't think a lot of women understand? I think so many women miss this idea that their man is in their life because their man loves them and actually wants to make their life better and make them happy. So many women have this idea in their mind, and I think it's because of the social media and the things that are being pushed nowadays, that men are just in their lives because men want to take, men don't want to be alone, men need to have a woman to do their chores, and that is just simply not true, ladies. A man is going to be in your life and he's going to be committed to you, not because he's there to take from you, but because he's there to give to you. Because a man who is in love is a giver. A man who is in love is gonna be in your life because he's gonna wanna take care of you, solve your problems, and do things for you. And the reason why you might feel like he's not doing those things for you is because you haven't taken the time to show him who you are and what you need. And you also probably haven't taken the time to understand who he is and what he needs. So if you have a good man in your life, don't immediately assume that he's there to take from you. Assume that he's there to give to you. And assume the best of your man. Because a committed man is an honest man who just wants to take care of his woman. If women knew how hard it was for men to even get the slightest bit of respect from women nowadays, they would actually be shocked. Because it's not for no reason that men have given up on dating. It's not for no reason that men no longer try to deal with women. It's because they have tried so many times, and instead of just being rejected nowadays, they have to deal with being made fun of. They have to deal with women putting them down. They have to deal with the most ridiculous, disrespectful things ever. And because respect is such a crucial element for men, they would rather, instead of being disrespected again, just go and get themselves a dog. You know when girls are like, oh, I told him that I didn't want to be with him anymore and he just said, okay, he didn't even fire me this relationship, which means he didn't even love me? No. He just knew his worth enough to realize that if you were going to play stupid games, that you obviously didn't respect him enough. And if you said something like that, you clearly didn't really want to be with him, because otherwise you would have never even brought that up. So a man who left you after you saying you didn't want to be with him is not a man who didn't love you. It's a man who respected himself to know that he deserved better and that you did not respect him and that you were not right for him. You know when girls are like, oh, I told him that I didn't want to be with him anymore and he just said, okay, he didn't even fire me this relationship, which means he didn't even love me? No. He just knew his worth enough to realize that if you were going to play stupid games, that you obviously didn't respect him enough. And if you said something like that, you clearly didn't really want to be with him, because otherwise you would have never even brought that up. So a man who left you after you saying you didn't want to be with him is not a man who didn't love you. It's a man who respected himself to know that he deserved better and that you did not respect him and that you were not right for him. Why are women so mean to men nowadays? Why do women treat men like they're not humans anymore? Why do women treat men like they're below us when men start talking about themselves, or when men actually have standards and boundaries for their lives? Why do women think that they are better off without men? Do they not understand how absolutely delusional and deranged they are? I need a man in my life. I'm not gonna buy into this new modern feminism whatever BS that all these unhappy toxic feminists are telling themselves of. Men are useless and da-da-da. Like, where did this idea even come from? Where did we start with this idea? Men are so important, so valuable, and to ever think that the world would be a better place without them, it's just an absolutely unlogical, irrational, stupid, and mean thing to say. Respecting your man is so much more than just doing the things that he says or doing things that you know he would like. Respecting your man is also making sure that you're respecting his time, that you're respecting his peace, and that you're not going to him whenever you feel like it to complain, to yell, to moan, and to make his life hard. Respecting your man means sometimes taking yourself out of the picture and putting him in the focus and thinking, I know I'm not feeling well, but what can I do to make him feel better? I know I'm feeling miserable, but what can I do to make him feel like I'm here for him and like I care for him? And I can promise you, ladies, if you do these small things, like being selfless, like sometimes being selfless in the relationship, that man is never, ever, ever gonna wanna leave you, because he's gonna think, this woman gives me peace, this woman prioritizes me, and this woman takes care of me even when she doesn't feel like it. Because he'll see that you don't feel like it, but he's also gonna know that you're someone special and he's never gonna wanna let go of you. Have you guys ever noticed that women are always putting down and never supporting women who stand up for men, but they're always praising women and setting up for the women who completely try to destroy men's reputation and who put men down in general? Like, I find that so interesting. Why is it that women hate men so much? Why is it that women can't stand another woman who's actually gonna defend men for whatever reason? Why is it that women immediately feel attacked when women are saying truths about men and women are standing up for men? Very suspicious.
You know, one thing that she talked about is women basically doing for men, and how a man is grateful for that. How he's going to want to do more for you if you're doing more for him, if you're reciprocating. I think the issue is here that a lot of men for a long, long time have been giving out freebies. When a woman asks for money, the man says, oh yeah, I got it. And they give it to him, and they don't want really anything in return because they're good people. But there's too many modern women with an attitude to take and never to give back that continue to come by for the freebie. It's like they think that the man is marketing free stuff. Oh, he's a good man. Oh, he's a good man, so we just all go to him for drinks. Oh, he's a good man, so we just have him drive us home. But nobody ever wants to, even allow him to take them out to dinner. Oh, well, he's like a brother to us. Do you find him attractive? Well, he is a handsome man, but he's like a friend to me. He's not like a friend in the way that he buys you drinks. That he whenever your boyfriend dumped you on Valentine's Day, he took you out. He's not like a friend in that nature, is he? Well, no, it's different. It's not different. It's not different. Y'all just continue to want freebies from men over and over. Well, the men of old, they used to do this. Freebies. Well, a traditional man would freebie. You're looking for free stuff from men. Free attention, free validation, free dinners, free money, free land, free property. They want men to start giving them land. No, absolutely not. When the well has dried up, then all of a sudden men are sassy.
I have a serious question. When did the word pick me start referring to women who just wanted to love, respect, and take care of their husbands and are not ashamed to admit that they do so? When did the word pick me only refer to women who are actually soft, actually respectful, and actually kind towards the men that they're in a relationship with? Why on earth are they the only women on social media who are being put down, made fun of, and picked on? Someone please explain. That woman is not worth your time or your effort if she is not reciprocating anything that you are doing for her or putting into this relationship for her. If she is not giving you the value that you are giving her and she is not showing you that she is consistently invested and interested in you, then why are you letting yourself be disrespected? Start being with women who treat you the way you want to be treated and start respecting yourself enough to wait for the right person to come along and not to settle just because you're lowly, okay? You know that you can do better, so do better. Something I think I will never understand is how so many women nowadays complain and say that they want a traditional man, but they forget or they assume that that traditional man is not going to want a traditional woman who's not a feminist, who's going to want to cook for them, who's going to want to clean for them, who's not going to complain about every sock and underwear they leave outside of the washing basket, who's not going to complain every single time he's 5 minutes late or every single time he takes a bit of time to himself, or every single time he goes out with his friends, who's not going to complain when he doesn't do every single thing she wants. A lot of these women just don't understand the fact that them wanting a traditional man means that they have to be ready to be a traditional woman as well, which means values, respect, and doing things that you don't want to do even when you don't feel like it, because your man is going to require them. Do you know what I've noticed? So many men in relationships will tolerate a relationship and will tolerate so much crap that the woman will do to the man in a relationship. But as soon as a woman is in a relationship where she feels like the man is not treating her right or not doing enough for her, she will immediately associate it with, I can do better in my head. And then she will only think about herself and she will throw away everything and hurt the man just to go and find what she thinks she's missing. Women don't fight for relationships as much as men do. But then women say that men are the ones who are always breaking up with them, men are the ones who are always leaving them, and men are the ones who are always cheating on them. From what I've seen, men are much more likely to actually try and make a relationship work, and to actually try and stay and even suffer in a relationship for much longer.
We as women are going to do an international exercise, okay? You know what we're going to do? We're all going to come together, we're going to go to our men, and we're going to tell our man today that we are proud of them. We're going to tell him how grateful we are for him and that we have him in our life. If you have a man in your life, if you're married, if you have a boyfriend, a partner, whatever, go to him today and tell him that you love him and that you're proud of him. Because men never hear, men do not hear that enough. And sometimes they just need to hear a little bit more from the people that they love. Go to him today and do that. And when you've done it, comment down below so I can make sure you've done it, okay? Men, if your woman has done, and men, if you see this video, send it to your woman so she can do that for you. Because you guys deserve it. Every woman wants a good man until that good man actually requires her to be a good woman. Having your period is not a valid excuse to then treat your man like crap. Just because your hormones are off, just because you're not feeling your best doesn't give you the entitlement to then yell at your man, hit your man, treat your man like crap, call him names. And yes, he doesn't go through those cycles of feeling what we feel as women, but it doesn't give you as a woman the entitlement to then treat him like crap. You are not a child, you're not a baby. You have the ability to control yourself and to tell him how you feel. And if you need space, to tell him that you need space in a respectful manner. Being on your period doesn't give you the entitlement to act however you want to act just because your hormones are imbalanced. Yes, it's okay to cry. Yes, it's okay to be frustrated. Yes, it's okay to tell him that you don't want to see him. But don't disrespect him. If that is your man and he is not fully understanding how you're feeling, why not try to explain to him how you're feeling instead of getting mad at him for not understanding because he doesn't go through what you go through? Start treating your men with more respect and stop blaming him all the time and stop blaming him for not understanding what you're going through. He's a man. He's not going to understand. You gotta be a grown adult and explain to him how you're feeling. Tell him what you need in a respectful way.
The problem that so many women have nowadays when it comes to dating men is that when they will get into a fight with their partner, they will refuse to take any accountability or any of the blame of the problem, and they're gonna put all the blame on their partner. And what this does is this creates resentment from both sides. Because if you as a woman are constantly only blaming your partner for all the things that go wrong in the relationship and you're never taking accountability or apologizing for the things you might do wrong, then that relationship is gonna going to fail because the man is going to feel unappreciated. He's going to feel like you don't care about him. And frankly, he's going to feel like he's wasting his time with someone who doesn't actually really love him or respect him. So do what you need to do as a woman and take the blame, take the accountability, and make him know and tell him that you want to fix it with him and that you love him. It's not that hard. The problem that so many women have nowadays when it comes to dating men is that when they will get into a fight with their partner, they will refuse to take any accountability or any of the blame of the problem, and they're going to put all the blame on their partner. And what this does is this creates resentment from both sides. Because if you as a woman are constantly only blaming your partner for all the things that go wrong in the relationship, and you're never taking accountability or apologizing for the things you might do wrong, then that relationship is going to fail because the man is going to feel unappreciated. He's going to feel like you don't care about him. And frankly, he's going to feel like he's wasting his time with someone who doesn't actually really love him or respect him. So do what you need to do as a woman and take the blame, take the accountability, and make him know and tell him that you want to fix it with him and that you love him. It's not that hard.
Ladies, it is okay to like your man. It is okay to be in public and say positive things about your man instead of tearing him down. It is okay to be in public and to stand up for your man instead of tuning in with everyone and putting men down and putting your men down. It is okay to not hate all men. It is okay, especially, to love the men in your life. And it is okay to want to say positive things about the men in your life who you know who do great things. Stop always trying to put men down because the women around you are saying negative things about men. Stop trying to think that it is popular and it is cool to say that all men are trash, and stop trying to bring a point across where you're trying to make men look bad just to be popular with other women. Because I can guarantee you that the men in your life who care about you more than so many women out there who you're trying to impress by saying that all men are trash.
You know, I think on the note of her saying, stop always trying to put men down because basically the women around you are doing that. I think that's a very important point because today, even women who don't believe that men are bad people, they believe that there are plenty of good men. Because their friends are talking about it, then they'll kind of jump in and try to say one or two things. No, man, don't do that. I mean, I ain't telling you to call your friends out or be a problem. You know, you just, because some people don't like confrontation or conflict. But just say, hey, you know, I probably not going to come to the gathering or the get together this time. And if they press you on it, then you just say, well, I just feel like you guys, you know, all y'all ever do is talk down on men. And I know I have brothers and my dad, they're good men. So I really don't understand the conversation. Like we could talk about movies, we could talk about books. Why do we always ever talk about that? Right? I mean, I have a boyfriend, so and he's a good man. So I don't understand the conversation that you guys are having a lot of times. And that's not you being rude to your girlfriends. That's you having an honest conversation, calling them out subtly and gently. And when you say that, they'll probably never invite you back. And that's good because you already have a man, and you can get more friends, other friends that will speak positively, will talk positively about men, so you don't become jaded like a lot of these modern women out here. You know, at some point in time, good women have to start separating themselves. Even if you don't have a boyfriend, start separating yourself from these modern women who, and let's take men out of it altogether. Separate yourself from modern women who will go out there and literally get you into trouble every single time and ruin your life.